In this chapter, we explore the concept of flow, a state of complete absorption and effortless engagement in any activity. Popularized by psychologist Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi, flow occurs when our skills meet the challenge at hand. Attention is total, and action feels automatic. By learning to enter and sustain flow, we can transform everyday tasks into deeply rewarding experiences. Flow is not just about productivity or performance. It enhances creativity, focus, well-being, and ultimately connects us to the deeper purpose of life, aligning beautifully with the principles of Ikigai. Section 1. The Science and Art of Flow. Imagine a moment when time seems to vanish. You're completely absorbed in a task, fully present, performing at your best, and yet experiencing effortless joy. This state is what psychologists call flow, a concept popularized by Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi. Flow is not just a fleeting feeling of happiness. It is a state of optimal experience where challenge meets skill, attention is total, and action feels almost automatic. In Chapter 4, we'll explore how cultivating flow can transform ordinary life into an extraordinary journey of purpose, satisfaction, and mastery. Flow is a delicate balance. If a task is too easy, we become bored. If it's too hard, we become anxious. The sweet spot occurs when our skills align with the challenge, creating an engagement so immersive that we lose self-consciousness. For example, a musician may play a complex piece without thinking about each note, or a coder may write elegant algorithms while completely absorbed in problem-solving. In these moments, the boundaries between self and action blur, and the activity itself becomes rewarding. The experience is intrinsically motivating, meaning we do it not for external rewards, but because the act of doing it feels meaningful. This concept resonates strongly with the Japanese approach to work and life. Okinawan elders, who live some of the longest and most purposeful lives in the world, describe being fully engaged in daily tasks, from gardening and cooking to crafting or teaching others. These activities may seem mundane, yet when approached with care and attention, they create a rich inner life. Flow does not require grandiose achievements. It thrives in the mindful execution of everyday actions. Even washing dishes or preparing tea can become a flow experience if performed with presence, intention, and focus. The psychology of flow also highlights the importance of clear goals and immediate feedback. People enter flow more easily when they know what they are striving to achieve and can measure progress in real time. For instance, a painter sees the brush transform the canvas, a writer witnesses the story unfolding word by word, and an athlete feels the impact of each movement. Feedback keeps attention anchored and skills sharpened, creating a loop where engagement fuels competence, and competence fuels further engagement. The more we practice this loop, the easier it becomes to enter flow across all areas of life. Csikszentmihalyi's research also emphasizes that flow is linked to deep satisfaction and long-term happiness. People who regularly experience flow report higher levels of creativity, productivity, and overall well-being. They are less prone to anxiety, depression, and boredom because their lives are structured around meaningful engagement. Flow provides both a psychological reward in the moment and a cumulative benefit over time, as it shapes habits, mastery, and a sense of accomplishment. Interestingly, flow is not limited to work or hobbies. It can occur in social interactions as well. When people are fully attentive, listening deeply, or collaborating with mutual trust, they can experience flow together. Sports teams, creative ensembles, and business collaborations often report that their most memorable successes occur when everyone is in sync, fully present, and focused on a shared challenge. This demonstrates that flow is as much about connection and harmony as it is about individual skill. To cultivate flow in everyday life, we must first recognize and design tasks that match our skill level, seek opportunities for incremental challenges, and remove distractions that fragment attention. Flow is cultivated through intention, not accident. By consistently identifying activities that engage us and approaching them with full attention, we begin to transform ordinary routines into rich, fulfilling experiences. As we dive deeper into this chapter, we'll explore how flow integrates with Ikigai, how it supports longevity and vitality, and practical strategies to make this immersive state a consistent part of life. Flow is not a luxury, it is a fundamental ingredient for living fully, mastering skills, and finding joy in the present moment. Section 2. The four elements of flow is not random. It has identifiable characteristics that make it predictable and repeatable. Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi outlined four core elements that define this optimal state, and understanding them is key to cultivating flow in daily life. These elements are complete concentration, clarity of goals, immediate feedback, and a balance between challenge and skill. Together, they create an experience where engagement, focus, and satisfaction merge seamlessly. The first element is complete concentration. Flow requires full attention on the task at hand, leaving no room for distraction. The mind becomes absorbed and self-conscious thoughts fade away. Consider a sculptor molding clay. Each touch, each adjustment is attended to with precision and care. The outside world disappears. Only the work exists. In Japanese culture, this intense focus is echoed in practices like calligraphy or tea ceremonies, where attention to detail transforms ordinary actions into meditative and meaningful experiences. The second element is clarity of goals. Flow thrives when individuals know exactly what they are trying to achieve. Goals do not have to be monumental. They can be as simple as mastering a new technique, completing a creative project, or improving personal performance. Clarity allows the mind to focus on the next step rather than wandering in uncertainty. Without a clear objective, attention fragments and engagement diminishes. Clear goals act like a compass, guiding us steadily into the state of flow. Third, immediate feedback is essential. Flow is sustained when individuals can see the results of their actions in real time. A musician hears each note as it is played, a writer sees words take shape on the page, and a gardener observes plants respond to care. Feedback not only confirms progress, but also informs adjustment, creating a loop of action and awareness that deepens immersion. Immediate feedback encourages refinement, growth, and a heightened sense of competence. The fourth element, and perhaps the most crucial, is balance between challenge and skill. Tasks must stretch our abilities without overwhelming us. Too easy, and boredom sets in. Too hard, and anxiety dominates. Flow occurs in the sweet spot where the task is just beyond current skill, motivating us to grow while still achievable. This delicate equilibrium creates an intrinsic reward, the sense that effort is meaningful and mastery is attainable. The Japanese approach to lifelong practice, whether martial arts, pottery, or gardening, embodies this principle, emphasizing gradual improvement and dedication. Recognizing these four elements is not merely theoretical. They provide a practical framework for structuring life and work. By consciously designing activities that incorporate concentration, clear goals, feedback, and balanced challenge, we can increase the frequency and depth of flow experiences. For example, an office worker may divide projects into clear steps, seek timely feedback, and tackle tasks that stretch abilities without overwhelming capacity. An artist or musician can select pieces or exercises that challenge their skill while offering opportunities for immediate success. Flow also has a profound effect on time perception and motivation. People often report that hours pass like minutes when they are fully immersed, and fatigue becomes secondary to engagement. The intrinsic enjoyment of the task sustains effort, making productivity feel effortless and satisfying. This is why flow is so powerful. It combines efficiency with joy, producing results while enhancing well-being. Finally, these elements are interconnected and reinforce one another. Clear goals focus attention, feedback confirms progress, and the challenge-skill balance maintains engagement, all while concentration deepens immersion. Mastery of these four components allows anyone to turn ordinary tasks into deeply rewarding experiences, bridging the gap between routine and meaningful living. In the next section, we'll explore how flow connects to Ikigai, showing how integrating this state into daily activities enhances longevity, satisfaction, and purpose. Flow is not just a psychological curiosity, it is a practical tool to live fully, engage deeply, and discover joy in every moment. Section 3. Flow in the intersection with Ikigai. Flow is powerful on its own, but its impact becomes truly transformative when integrated with Ikigai, the Japanese concept of a life worth living. While flow describes the state of optimal experience, total absorption, focused attention, and effortless engagement, Ikigai identifies the source of purpose, the intersection of what you love, what you are good at, what the world needs, and what you can be rewarded for. Together, they create a synergy that elevates daily life from mere survival to profound fulfillment. When individuals align their daily actions with both flow and Ikigai, ordinary tasks take on extraordinary significance. A gardener who loves tending plants, skilled in horticulture, sharing the harvest with the community, and earning a modest living from produce embodies both principles. The act itself is engaging, producing flow, while the broader context fulfills purpose, delivering Ikigai. In this way, flow becomes the mechanism through which purpose is experienced, and Ikigai provides the direction for where flow should be focused. Csikszentmihalyi's research indicates that people who regularly experience flow report higher life satisfaction, creativity, and resilience. In Okinawa, centenarians often describe their daily work and hobbies not as obligations but as intrinsically rewarding activities. These elders live in a state of near constant flow, whether tending a vegetable garden, practicing a craft, or preparing meals for friends and family. Each activity is both skillful and meaningful, producing a feedback loop where engagement reinforces purpose and purpose deepens engagement. In essence, meaning amplifies immersion and immersion amplifies meaning. Flow also encourages mastery, which strengthens Ikigai. As individuals become more skilled in activities they love, they experience increasing competence, confidence, and enjoyment. The Japanese practice of lifelong learning, whether in arts, cooking, or physical activity, reflects this philosophy. Mastery is not merely about achievement, it is about sustained engagement, curiosity, and continuous improvement, all of which feed the sense of purpose at the heart of Ikigai. By pursuing mastery, we transform ordinary work into meaningful practice and infuse every action with depth and intention. Another connection is resilience through immersion. Flow allows individuals to become fully absorbed in the moment, temporarily setting aside worries, doubts, or anxieties. This absorption creates a psychological buffer against stress. When combined with Ikigai, which provides long-term meaning and direction, the result is a life equipped to handle challenges with equanimity. People are less likely to feel overwhelmed by adversity because their attention is focused on meaningful tasks and their actions are guided by purpose, creating a harmonious balance between effort and joy. Flow also enhances social and communal Ikigai. When people work together in synchronized focus, whether in collaborative art, team sports, or community projects, they share a collective flow experience. This not only strengthens bonds but amplifies the sense that their efforts matter beyond themselves. Okinawan elders often participate in community activities that combine skill, engagement, and social contribution. Flow in this context magnifies the impact of purposeful action, creating a sense of belonging, shared achievement, and collective fulfillment. Moreover, integrating flow and Ikigai transforms motivation fundamentally. Instead of being driven solely by external rewards, status, or obligation, individuals act because the activity itself is intrinsically rewarding. Motivation comes from the harmony of skill, challenge, and purpose. This intrinsic motivation leads to sustained effort, creativity, and satisfaction. Over time, daily life becomes a series of meaningful, engaging experiences, reinforcing the philosophy that living fully is not about grand achievements alone, but about being fully present in purposeful action. By weaving together flow and Ikigai, we create a life where every task, no matter how small, can contribute to long-term fulfillment. Gardening, cooking, writing, teaching, or caring for loved ones all become opportunities to engage fully, strengthen skill, and deepen purpose. Flow provides the experience of joy in the moment, while Ikigai ensures that the joy is grounded in meaningful contribution. The combination fosters not only productivity and happiness, but also resilience, health, and a sense of legacy. As we continue in the next section, we'll explore practical strategies to cultivate flow in everyday life, showing how small adjustments, mindfulness, and intentional choices can help you access this state regularly. Flow is not a fleeting luxury. It is a practical tool for living a vibrant, purposeful, and joyful life, connecting the present moment with long-term meaning. Section 4. Practical strategies to enter flow. Understanding flow conceptually is one thing, but cultivating it consistently in everyday life requires intention and practice. Flow is not an accident. It is a state that can be designed and nurtured through mindful strategies that align attention, challenge, and purpose. By integrating these strategies into daily routines, we can transform ordinary tasks into deeply engaging, fulfilling experiences. The first strategy is eliminating distractions. Flow thrives in uninterrupted focus. In our hyper-connected world, attention is constantly pulled in multiple directions. Notifications, emails, social media, and environmental noise fragment concentration. To create flow, it is essential to control your environment, removing or minimizing interruptions. Turning off notifications, setting dedicated time blocks, and creating a quiet, organized workspace can dramatically increase the likelihood of entering flow. The goal is to give your mind space to fully engage with the task at hand. Second, set clear, achievable goals. Tasks with a clear purpose provide direction and help focus attention. Goals act as a roadmap, guiding your energy toward a specific outcome while offering measurable progress. For example, a writer might aim to complete a chapter or polish a section of text, while a musician might focus on mastering a particular passage. Clear goals prevent aimless effort and encourage engagement, ensuring that your actions are purposeful and satisfying. The third strategy is to match challenges to skill level. Flow occurs at the sweet spot where tasks stretch your abilities without overwhelming them. If the challenge is too easy, boredom sets in. If it is too difficult, anxiety dominates. Gradually increasing complexity or skill intensity allows for continuous growth while maintaining engagement. This principle is evident in Okinawan practices, where elders pursue crafts, physical activities, or hobbies that develop skills incrementally, keeping both mind and body active. The key is incremental challenge, a balance between comfort and stretch that sustains flow over time. Immediate feedback is another crucial component. Feedback allows you to monitor progress, adjust strategies, and remain immersed in the activity. Whether through self-assessment, peer review, or tangible results, feedback strengthens motivation and reinforces engagement. A chef tasting dishes while cooking, an athlete observing performance in real time, or a programmer debugging code are all examples of how immediate feedback maintains flow and fosters improvement. Without feedback, attention drifts and engagement diminishes. Mindfulness and presence are equally important. Flow requires full attention to the present moment, free from worries about past mistakes or future outcomes. Mindfulness practices, such as meditation, conscious breathing, or deliberate pauses, can train the mind to remain centered. By cultivating awareness and presence, even routine activities, washing dishes, organizing files, or gardening, can become immersive experiences, producing the same deep satisfaction as more complex endeavors. Another strategy is chunking larger tasks into manageable steps. Large projects can feel overwhelming and make flow difficult to access. Breaking tasks into smaller, clearly defined actions reduces anxiety and enhances focus. Each completed step produces a sense of progress, reinforcing motivation and maintaining immersion. Flow thrives when effort feels achievable, and chunking ensures that challenges remain engaging but not paralyzing. Finally, connect tasks to meaning. Flow is amplified when activities align with personal purpose or Ikigai. Working on something you care about, whether helping others, creating beauty, or developing skill, deepens engagement. This alignment transforms effort into fulfillment, making tasks feel less like work and more like an expression of who you are. Flow is most potent when it resonates with both skill and purpose, turning ordinary life into a continuous source of satisfaction and growth. By consistently applying these strategies, eliminating distractions, setting clear goals, matching challenges to skill, seeking feedback, practicing mindfulness, breaking tasks into steps, and connecting to meaning, we can cultivate flow as a regular part of life. Flow is not a fleeting phenomenon. It is a sustainable state that enhances creativity, productivity, and well-being, while reinforcing the principles of Ikigai. In the next section, we'll explore how to sustain flow over the long term and integrate it into all areas of daily life. Section 5, Sustaining Flow for Long-Term Fulfillment. Flow is not just a momentary experience. Its true power lies in its ability to sustain long-term fulfillment when integrated into daily life. While occasional bursts of flow can bring joy and productivity, deliberately cultivating it over months and years transforms ordinary routines into a life rich with engagement, mastery, and purpose. Understanding how to sustain flow is essential for those who want to live fully and consistently experience the deep satisfaction that comes from being completely absorbed in meaningful activity. The first principle for sustaining flow is habitual practice. Flow does not occur magically. It emerges from consistent engagement in activities that challenge and interest us. By creating routines that incorporate meaningful, skill-based tasks, we condition the mind and body to enter this state more readily. For example, an artist might set aside dedicated time every morning to paint, or a musician may practice at the same hour daily. Over time, the brain associates these periods with focus and immersion, making flow a predictable and reliable experience rather than a rare occurrence. The second principle is incremental growth and continuous learning. Flow is most easily achieved when skill and challenge are balanced. Sustaining this balance requires regular assessment of abilities and adjusting the difficulty of tasks accordingly. If a skill becomes too comfortable, boredom sets in. If a challenge is too daunting, anxiety blocks engagement. Continuous improvement, deliberate practice, and stepping progressively beyond comfort zones keep flow alive. This principle mirrors the Japanese approach to lifelong learning and mastery, where elders continually refine skills, explore new crafts, and maintain curiosity, even in advanced age. Another essential factor is connecting activities to purpose. Flow is deeper and more enduring when tasks align with personal values, goals, or Ikigai. Engaging in work or hobbies that resonate with your sense of meaning transforms mere effort into fulfillment. A gardener cultivating vegetables not only enjoys the act of gardening, but also takes pride in nourishing family and community. A teacher may enter flow while instructing because the work aligns with a broader purpose of guiding and inspiring others. Linking flow to meaning ensures that immersion is not fleeting, but contributes to long-term satisfaction and personal growth. Environmental design also plays a key role. Flow is easier to sustain in spaces that minimize distractions and promote focus. This may involve creating a quiet, organized workspace, surrounding yourself with tools and resources that enhance performance, or structuring schedules to protect blocks of uninterrupted time. Just as Okinawan elders design their days to include periods of focused activity, reflection, and social engagement, modern practitioners can intentionally shape their environments to foster sustained immersion and purpose. Mindfulness and reflection are additional tools for sustaining flow. By cultivating awareness of thoughts, emotions, and energy levels, we can recognize when engagement is slipping and recalibrate attention. Reflection allows us to evaluate which activities consistently produce flow and which do not. Journaling, meditative practices, or mindful pauses during work can reinforce awareness, ensuring that flow becomes an intentional, integrated part of life rather than a sporadic occurrence. Finally, sustaining flow requires balance and self-care. Overexertion, fatigue, or stress can impede immersion. Adequate rest, nutrition, movement, and social connection ensure that the mind and body remain capable of deep focus. Flow is not about forcing attention, but creating the optimal conditions for engagement. Like the elders of Okinawa, who combine work, social connection, and gentle exercise, we sustain flow best when we respect the rhythms of our body, mind, and life. By combining consistent practice, incremental growth, purpose, mindful environment design, reflection, and self-care, we can sustain flow over time. This transforms ordinary life into a continuous source of satisfaction, skill, and meaning, creating the perfect synergy between flow and Ikigai. The next section will explore how to integrate flow into every area of life, showing that immersion and purpose need not be limited to work or hobbies. They can permeate relationships, learning, and daily routines, creating a life of vibrant engagement. Section 6. Integrating flow into every aspect of life. Flow is most transformative when it is not limited to isolated moments of work or hobbies, but woven into every area of daily life. The goal is to create a lifestyle where engagement, purpose, and satisfaction become habitual, turning ordinary routines into opportunities for mastery, joy, and meaningful contribution. By integrating flow systematically, we can enhance productivity, deepen relationships, and experience life with greater presence and fulfillment. The first step in integration is awareness of opportunities. Many moments in daily life are overlooked as potential flow experiences. Washing dishes, preparing meals, exercising, teaching, or caring for loved ones can all be approached with deliberate attention. The key is full immersion, focusing on the sensory, cognitive, and emotional aspects of the task. By attending to detail, refining skill, and approaching the activity with intention, mundane tasks become opportunities for deep engagement and satisfaction. Next is aligning daily activities with personal purpose or Ikigai. Flow is most potent when the activity resonates with one's values and long-term goals. When actions contribute to something meaningful, whether supporting family, helping the community, or creating something of beauty, engagement is amplified, and the experience becomes inherently rewarding. A cook preparing a meal for loved ones or a teacher mentoring a student experiences flow not only through skillful execution, but also through the significance of their contribution. This alignment ensures that immersion is both pleasurable and purposeful. Structuring your day to include flow-friendly blocks of time is another critical strategy. Flow requires focus and often uninterrupted periods to reach full immersion. By scheduling periods for deep work, creative pursuits, or skill development, we create the conditions for consistent flow. Even short, focused bursts can have a significant impact if they are free from distraction and designed to match skill and challenge. The Japanese principle of intentional daily routines emphasizes this approach, combining work, physical activity, and reflection to maintain balance and purpose. Social flow is also vital. Flow is not limited to solitary activity. It can occur in interactions with others. Teamwork, collaborative projects, and shared creative endeavors provide opportunities for synchronized focus and mutual reinforcement of engagement. When people collectively tackle challenges, share feedback, and align skills with common goals, the experience produces heightened satisfaction and strengthens bonds. Okinawan elders often participate in community groups, craft circles, or gardening clubs, demonstrating that flow in social settings enriches both individual and collective purpose. Another essential aspect is continuous reflection and adaptation. Flow is dynamic, and sustaining it requires evaluation of which activities consistently produce deep engagement and which do not. Reflection allows adjustment of routines, challenges, and skills to maintain optimal balance. Mindfulness practices, journaling, or end-of-day review can help identify moments of flow and uncover opportunities to replicate or expand them. This iterative process ensures that flow becomes a long-term habit rather than a sporadic occurrence. Finally, integration requires self-care and balance. Flow is best achieved when the body and mind are nourished, rested, and energized. Sleep, nutrition, gentle exercise, and stress management provide the foundation for sustained engagement. Overextending oneself or neglecting health disrupts focus and diminishes the capacity for deep immersion. By respecting our physical and mental limits, we create optimal conditions for flow to flourish across all areas of life. When practiced consistently, these strategies allow flow to permeate work, leisure, learning, relationships, and daily routines. Life becomes a tapestry of immersive experiences where skill, challenge, and purpose intersect. This integration enhances creativity, productivity, well-being, and satisfaction, demonstrating that flow is not just an occasional state, but a way of living fully and intentionally. In the next chapter, we'll explore how to sustain these practices over the long term and use them to cultivate lifelong energy, vitality, and purpose. That wraps up Find Flow in Everything You Do. We've explored how cultivating complete focus, Clear goals, immediate feedback, and balanced challenges allows us to enter a state of flow, making even ordinary tasks deeply engaging and rewarding. By integrating flow with personal purpose and Ikigai, we can transform daily routines into meaningful, satisfying experiences, enhancing creativity, resilience, and fulfillment. Next, we'll move into the art of longevity, where we'll uncover daily habits, mindful routines, and purposeful actions that support long, healthy, and meaningful lives. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss these essential insights for living fully and vibrantly.